Hello and welcome back to Gasbbuteo Tabletop Football. Where I'm going to sit down, have a cup of tea, and I thought we could have a chat. Oh, lovely. They're tea bags I've got in the minute are the Yorkshire tea biscuit flavoured ones. Well worth a try. You couldn't drink them all the time, but they're nice to have every now and then as a little treat. Right, so why are we having a chat today? I just thought we'd have a catch up really. Over the last year, there's been a lot of new people who have joined this channel. So I think we're on about, 370 people, which is amazing really, when you consider that a year ago, well I started it 2 years ago, and then about a year ago we only had 100 people. So hello to the original 100, if you're still there. And I just thought I'd catch up and explain to the newer people what it's all about. So a lot of them I'm thinking have come from the TikTok channel that I do. If you're not on TikTok, you will have heard me referring to it every now and then. That's currently stood at, they have what's called follows on TikTok, if you're not familiar. And that's really the number of people that are logged in following you all the time. And I'm down now at 30,000.8 people following me on there. Obviously some of them are going to be bots and fake accounts and whatnot, but nonetheless it's amazing that I've got a Gasbbuteo based channel that has 30,000 people following it, which to my mind, unless someone can tell me any different, I think is the highest followed Gasbbuteo channel on the app on TikTok, which is great really. It's even better that it's a Bristol Rovers themed one. I was only chatting about that at Rovers the other day. It's amazing really. But there we are. So there's going to be a lot of people I think that are transferring across to the YouTube channel, and they're probably not quite used to the slower pace of the YouTube channel. So I thought we'd have a chat about that. So if you're new here, what we do on here, or what I do on here, is really show a few games of Gasbbuteo. Some of them do properly, some of them are a bit of a lark around if I'm having a drink. Do a lot of talk about building the stadium and how I'm getting on with that. I talk about new things we've had, new accessories and new teams. And really, not just about what's on the pitch, but also sort of some of the macro. Thought that was leaking there. Some of the macro things that we do in here. So you can see behind me, you don't normally see this view, but it's something that I want to change. So we'll talk about how we built that, how we built the other side, a few things that we're going to do as well, and how you can build your own Gasbbuteo space if you're new to the hobby. I guess one of the things I certainly mention a lot on the TikTok channel is that the whole sort of ethos of Gasbbuteo Tabletop Football is that you can get into Gasbbuteo and not only do you not have to follow the rules, don't feel like it's a big regulated thing. There's so many different aspects of Gasbbuteo that you can just do it yourself. I mean, I'm a solo player. That's principally why I'm here. And I guess I'll have a chat about that in a minute as well, about why I do Gasbbuteo. But you can play it however you want. So you can join festive tournaments. You can play with your mates. You can make it a very serious and different game, almost like a strategy game. If you see some of how these tournaments work, or you can do what I do, which is a sort of recreation of football. Should we start with that? I think that's a good start actually. So. A lot of people into Gasbbuteo, they play Gasbbuteo when they're younger. When I was younger, I didn't play Gasbbuteo. I was obviously aware of it. I saw it in the old Burlington catalogue and Freeman's catalogues and that. And I knew of people that had it. I never played it. I was more an outside sort of person. So I was going out and getting into mischief. Or I like reading as well. So I used to sit in my room and read, basically. I didn't play games like this as such. And I only really got into Gasbbuteo when the lockdown happened in the UK. Let's have a sup of tea. So, and the reason I got into it was very simply, I go to football, or I did go to football. When the pandemic happened, that stopped. Still got me cold, a bit blocked up. So I was sat there at home, first weekend in lockdown, feeling a bit of a loose end, and then a few things happened, and I got into just looking at Gasbbuteo, and it just sort of, I don't know, it sort of sparked something in me that was missing from not having to go to football. So what I ended up doing was recreating as best I can that sensation of going to football, and this is why I've ended up where we are now. So as you can see with the stadium, for me it's very much about making it look like a football stadium. It's very much about getting that excitement of seeing goals go in, and just having a flick around and having a laugh, which is what football's all about. Other people got different ways of looking at it and different ways of playing the game, but that's what it is to me. So that's where it comes from. Now, I do notice all your comments. I try to, anyone who writes a comment on either here or on the TikTok, I try and answer where I can. I'll be honest with you, on the TikTok channel you get some, try not to swear here, you get some gibberish. People were just chatting absolute horse shit, to be honest. But nonetheless, I try and answer all the sensible questions. And I don't know if people think, I guess you don't know what people think about, why you're doing something. But just to clarify, if you're here and you're new to the channel, this for me, as much as I enjoy doing it, it's very much, it's not my job. I've got a job that takes up my time. And it's not really even my main pastime. I do other things. So if you've been here a while, you know that I've got another much less watched YouTube channel called Woodland Life. Feel free to search that up if you want. And also I got a matching TikTok channel for that, which has got hardly anyone's on it. It's only about 120 people on it. But I do those things more for myself. If you're interested in woodland management and outdoorsy stuff, feel free to go and have a look at it. But it's very different to this. It's more a sort of personal thing. I don't often go on there and talk to the camera like this. If people are interested in it, they're interested. If they're not, not. But that's where my interest is, and this is like a secondary interest, if you like. As much as I enjoy it, it is down on that pecking order. So work, hang around the missus. Obviously, got to spend time with her. That's why I married her. And then we've got hobbies that we do together. Hobbies that I do on my own. And then at the bottom of that list, we got Gasbbuteo. And whilst I'm more than happy to share all that with you, I think certainly for the new people, you have to realise that I'm not in here all the time. So sometimes it may take a while for me to get a new video up or complete something or get it on, simply because I've got other things to do that are more important. Doesn't mean I don't like it. Doesn't mean I'm in a piss or anything like that. Just means, priorities are what they are. So, if you're thinking you're going to get videos each and every week at a certain time, it's just not going to happen. They come out when they come out. Obviously, you will note from watching any of the previous videos, there is zero editing skills on the YouTube channel. I don't know what I'm doing with editing. I wouldn't, even if I downloaded some editing software, I wouldn't have a clue. And also that would mean more time learning that rather than doing things that I enjoy doing. It would probably take time out of what we, the limited amount of time we have here to do this. So yeah, just always, if you're going to watch this channel, just bear with me. Things may take a long time, but they will get done. Everything gets done eventually. So that's that. What else do I want to chat about? I suppose we chat about what we're doing in 2022. So really, I'm just going to continue with the sort of projects I was doing. I've got a big pile of them to crack on with, not least of all making this display area, which I know looks like a bit of a building site in a minute, but it is going to get done. Like I said at the start, with everything with Gasbbuteo tabletop football, the idea is to show that you can do it without having to spend hundreds of pounds. So if you wanted a little Gasbbuteo room, all you need to do really is find the space, and then a lot of the things you can get for next to nothing, and create what you want. We've got various series on actual Gasbbuteo stadiums being built and things like this, although I do buy timber quite regularly for use in various projects. A lot of this stuff I get, we do a lot of picking up things that are free to collector and whatnot, so bits like this shelf I'm using, that was collected free to collector, this was free to collector. Some of these timbers I get free to collector. I just have a look around, and if something looks useful, especially with the prices of timber these days, it's worth just having a look around and picking stuff up. Even if you don't think you need it, keep it, and then one day in the future you can build bits and pieces. So that's another reason why sometimes things take a long time. But when this is done, this is going to be the display area that we chatted about. I'm going to paint it up and have all the teams laid out and whatnot. Another thing, if you're new, just bear in mind also, I'm not a collector of Gasbbuteo. Our good friend Stuart has that firmly covered. If you're not familiar with Gasbbuteo Collector, go and watch his library of videos, and you'll learn a lot about Gasbbuteo there. Certainly knows more about it than I do. So that's that. So I mainly concentrate on Bristol Rovers. Here are my Bristol Rovers teams. That's actually Plymouth in there. I don't know what they're doing up there on the wrong bit. Got a few other teams as well. So over the last 2 years, some very kind people have donated things to the channel as well. So some of these loose figures were donated by a friend of mine called Dave. He had them when he was young, and he said we could use them, so use them from time to time. And that's useful for things on TikTok channel. And also we've had other people donate things to the channel. We've had a lot of stuff recently from Gary in Gasbbuteo Asylum. So again, if you're new to Gasbbuteo and you want to look at some sort of top end stuff, it looks really smart, go and have a look at Gasbbuteo Asylum. There's a lot of other places you can look at as well, but certainly for starting up, as I say, you don't need to spend loads of money. Once you get into Gasbbuteo, then you can start looking at the top end items and pick and choose the better ones, if you like. And this is a perfect example. This pitch is a perfect example of a sort of top end good item. It came from Gasbbuteo Asylum. Well worth a look. They are. Always recommend them. So yeah, thank you for being here. Right, sup of tea. What else are we chatting about? So yeah, we're going to carry on with these projects. I've got a lot of things to do with actual Gasbbuteo Stadium. One of the things that I want to do, which we still haven't got round to, is renovate some of these lights. So that's going to be a sort of side project that goes on, a sort of sub-series, what we call it, mini-series. I don't want to start it yet though, because I've already got the Terrace Stadium build bit to finish. I've also got the Ultimate Rovers set, which is going to be expensive doing that. Basically what I'm doing with that is I've got a Gasbbuteo set and I want to turn it into the Ultimate Rovers set. But I want to buy a lot of decent expensive things for that, so that's going to take a while. And then we got the, a good friend of mine, Anders, also donated a World Cup edition Gasbbuteo set, and we want to restore that and fill in all the missing bits and pieces of that as well. So we've got a lot of things in the pipeline to crack on with, and if you get any enjoyment out of watching me do all that, then you're more than welcome to follow the channel and follow the TikTok. If you're not on TikTok yet, one of my older followers on here, there is getting more and more Gasbbuteo stuff on there, so if you can tolerate having another social media app, go and check it out. But that's it, I think. So I just want to say hello, really, and see where we're at. Sup of tea. Oh, lovely. So yeah, if you've got any questions at all about this channel, or about the TikTok channel, or anything about model making, stud wall building, how to generate a space to place Gasbbuteo in, anything really, even about playing. I still class myself as a beginner when it comes to playing, but you know, you learn as you go, don't you? So, I mean, I've learned loads over the last 2 years about Gasbbuteo by watching other people's channels. I've got these lined up, by the way, because this is a thing I'm doing on the TikTok channel at the minute. I'm going to do a tournament called the Gasbbuteo Through the Years tournament, where we're going to set a series of challenges. They start off pretty basic. I've done a similar sort of format thing before. So the challenges start off pretty basic, and then they get more and more complex. And what I'm doing with this one is using all these, they're all Rovers players, but they're all different types of Gasbbuteo. So, you know, that's a flat, and then you've got an all heavyweight, a lightweight, heavyweight replica, that one on Raptor base, and these what we call it, what are they called? Phase, someone did say, didn't they? What you said on the group today, phase 1, 4, 2, I don't know, whatever they are, the bucket ones. So yeah, I'm going to do that as a little tournament on there. I wish I could transfer a lot of the stuff from TikTok onto here, but it doesn't really pass over very well, because TikTok's filmed in portrait, whereas YouTube's in landscape. So although you can mix and match things, it doesn't really work well if you're planning to put it on one of the other platforms. But there you go, that's my problem. So anyway, yeah, hope you enjoy it, and if you're new, welcome. I'm Jen, and this is Gasbbuteo Tabletop Football. Until next time, up the gas.